Hello, it's me, your favorite math teacher ever. Once again, or maybe not, but today we're going to start section 6.4 talking about the nth root. So don't necessarily worry about what the nth root is just yet. I've got two different templates set up for you, very similar to what you guys are going to see attached online. Miss Bear's already uploaded these guys, so you guys should be seeing pages that look like this. And I'm going to focus on this first box here, then I'm going to go to the second one. The big difference here is this one says square root, this one says cubed root, okay? So I'm going to start with one that says square root. So the thing that we need to focus on first is if I'm talking about the square root of 1, well, 1 is the same thing as, hold on, I'm going to write it over here. 1 times 1. So when I look at the square root is kind of like having an invisible 2 sitting on that little ledge right there. What two numbers do I have that are the same? The numbers of 1. And the square root of 1 is 1. Those are the two numbers that are the same. So when it has a 2 here, the two numbers that are the same, it's a 1. All right, so for the number 4, 4 is the same as 2 times 2. So when I put my square root, remember the square root represents an invisible 2 sitting on that ledge right there. What two numbers are the same? The number 2. What's the square root of 2? Oh, oopsies. If I have those two numbers, I've got 2 times 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. What two numbers do I have that are the same? The number 2. So therefore my answer is 2. All right, this might be a little bit hard to see or to talk through while filming and writing at the same time. But if I have 9, two numbers that multiply to give me 9 are the numbers 3 times 3. So the square root of 3 times 3 is 9. And the two numbers that are the same are the number 3. Square root of 9 equals 3. All right. Let's look at 16. 16 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is also 4. And 4 times 4 equals 16. And the two things that are the same, 2 times 2, and your answer is 4. Hopefully this is starting to make a little bit of sense. 25, I've got 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. The two things that multiply together to give me 25 are 5. I'm going to put my little invisible 2 here. All right, 36. 36 is the same thing as, get ready for it. Here we go. Sometimes we know this, sometimes we don't. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. If you're like, oh, well, it's just 6 times 6. Yes, but we're looking for two things that are the same. Okay, so two things that are the same. I have these that are the same and these that are the same. 2 times 3 equals 6. It's going to make a little bit more sense as soon as we get to the next section. Okay, so if this is like, wait, no, but I know something else. Okay, hold on, wait. Wait till we get to the next section. You'll understand a little bit better why I did this with my 2's and my 3's here. Okay? All right, 49. 7 times 7. The square root is 49. And the two things that I have in common are the number 7. We doing okay with this so far? Hopefully this is just a review. So when I talk about nth review, the value of n is the number that is sitting on that little ledge outside of that square root. For just a perfect square, like 25, it's a 2, just like how it is for a 4. But these numbers are going to start to change. We're going to see 3's here, we're going to see 4's here, we can see 5's here. I don't think we'll really see any 6's or anything bigger. Typically, we'll see 2's, 3's, 4's, or 5's. All right, so I'm going to turn the page. Oh, hey, look, cubed roots. Just like I said, that number's going to change. It just changed to a 3. All right, so for our prime factorization, or for our factorization here, I'm going to put 1 times 1 times 1. And the cubed root of 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And my answer equals 1. So now for, oh wait, did I put, oh shoot, these numbers are different. Oh darn. Ooh, hold on. Let's scribble those out. Okay, you guys should have a really good template because I just need to rewrite these. I've got 1 and 8. And then we've got 27 and 64. And then we have 125. Wait, 64. Yep, 125. See how these numbers are getting bigger? That's because we're going to do something a little bit different with them. All right. Okay. All right, so here we started off with our 1's, but now for our 8. This one's a little bit different because I have to find 3 numbers that are the same that multiply together to get me 8. So I can do 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So the third root of 8, 3 numbers that are the same, the number 2. So hopefully this is going to make more sense based off of the ones that had 2 numbers, like number 16 and 36 over here. Okay, let's take a peek at 27. So for 27, I know it's not 2 because 2 worked for 8. So now I need 3 numbers that when multiplied together get me 27. So let's try 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times another 3. Does that give us 27? Yes, it does. 3 numbers that are the same, that multiply to get us 27 is the number 3. So I'm going to write a 3 over here. 64. You probably guessed it. 4 times 4 is 16 times another 4 gives us 64. So the cubed root, we could say the third root or the cubed root. The cubed root of 64 is the number 4. Okay, so for 125, 5 times 5 times 5, three numbers that are the same. The cubed root of 125, three numbers that are the same, 5. And then these would be 6 and 7. But just like the ones on this side, where we had numbers like this, we're going to be looking at something similar here with 216. So you could put 6 times 6 times 6, but 6 does break down into a smaller number. 6 breaks down into 2 and 3. So I've got 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. You might be thinking, oh, Miss Ice, can't I just write 6 times 6 times 6? You could, but you have to break it down into the smallest numbers possible, kind of like a factor tree. But I like that you might have noticed that like the 2 times 3 is 6. So if you're starting to see that pattern, that's great. 216, and that equals 6. All right. Last one, 343. 7 times 7 times 7, and that's the cubed root of 343. And so we've got 7. All right. So over here, when you're looking at the notes that Miss Bear posted online, you're going to see here how it has in blue, how does the power and the root relate to each other. Like I've been saying, kind of with these guys, if it's the squared root, then you need two numbers, oopsies, that multiply together to get the number under the square root. Yep, just like that. So then if we're looking at the next page, again, the question is, how does the power and the root relate to each other? Well, if I have the third root, that means I have three numbers that multiply. Three of the same numbers. The numbers have to be the same. Three of the same numbers that multiply together to get the number under the square root. Yep. So then if this was a 4, you would need 4 numbers. So like if it's 4th root, I would need, let's see, if it was the 4th root, let's say 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 numbers, and let's say this was 16 here. The 4th root of 16 is 2, because 2 times 2 gives me 4, and 4 times 4 gives me 16. All right. Whew, Math 101. All right, so hopefully cubed root and squared root are a little bit, are making a little bit more sense now that you can see the difference between the two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples, okay? After I do this, you'll be done with me for today. Yay! So if I have the square root of x to the 4th and y to the 8th and z, oh my goodness, to the 12th. All right. Since it is the square root, that means I'm going to have a 2 here. So I have to look for two things that are the same. So x to the 4th is, oh my goodness, x times x times x times x. 1, 2. Two things that are the same. I have x to the 2nd. Because this one is the same as this one, and one of them is x times x. X times x is x to the 2nd. Here, I have y to the 8th. So I've got y times y times y times y times y times y times, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need two groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have y to the 4th. Two things that are the same. What are they? Y, and there's 4 of them. Y to the 4th. Up here, I've got 12 z's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my gosh, my finger is starting to get sore. Look at that. I have a dent in my finger. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I need two things. If I have 12 of them, 12 divided by 2 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have z's. How many are in each group? There's two groups. How many are in each group? 6. So I have z to the 6th power. And if we look at Miss Bayer's cheat sheet over here, we're missing part of it. X to the 2nd, y, that should be y to the 4th. Oh, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, y to the 2nd. These are pairs. That should be y to the 4th. And then z to the 6th. Yeah, we have z to the 6th. That should say y to the 4th. We've got it. We're good. Two things that are the same. What does it say? Y to the 4th. All right. Second problem. Oh man, my hand hurts from writing. I haven't written this much since high school. All right. Almost there, almost there, almost there. I'm going to do my absolute best every day to make sure our videos are never longer or much longer than 25 minutes. Almost there. We're at 18:40. All right, we're going to finish before then. We've got the cubed root of m to the 9th, n to the 12th, w to the 3rd, and v to the 21st. So the absolute easiest thing you can do is, because this is a cubed root, a third root, take each of those numbers and divide it by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I've got m to the 3rd. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I have n to the 4th. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I have w to the 1st. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So I have v to the 7th. Bum, ba-da-ba. Oh, hey. 3 of a kind. We got that right. Great job, guys. Last one. Almost there. And then it'll be time for homework. All right. Numero trace. All right, so we've got a fourth root. All right, so this is the first type of problem that we have to the fourth root, but it's super duper easy, just like our last one was. I'm not going to write out all of the stuff just like I did up here, because I can divide just like I did here. So I'm going to always look to see if this number can divide by 4. 16 divided by 4 equals 4. I lied. 16 divided by 4. Yeah, 16 divided by 4 is 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. X to the 6th divided by 4. Y to the 8th. Voila. There's our answer, my friends. And that's all I got. Haha. Homework time. Go check our Google Classroom. All right. If you have questions, I'm available. I go live tomorrow, Thursday, April 2nd. Your today, my tomorrow, at 8:15. So if you have any questions, I will be live from 8:15 till 9. And Miss Bayer will be available from 11 to 11:45, or is it 11:45 to 12? Either way, Miss Bayer is going to be available during the 6th hour time slot tomorrow. You're today. All right, well, take care. We're at 21 minutes and 50 seconds, and I'm going to say goodbye.